Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Sue Gross Mother, and I hope you're having a wonderful morning, evening, or night. I don't know what time it is for you, but I hope it's going good. I'm going to be going over my Varina Lich Queen deck tech here. There might be a high pitched sound in the background. I do not know how to remove it, so please forgive me there. Our commander is Varina Lich Queen. She is a 1 white, blue, and black. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures, or one or more zombies, you draw that many cards, discard that many cards, then you gain that much life. Our second text says, pay 2, exile 2 cards from your graveyard, create that many, you create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. So remove 2 cards from your grave and make a tapped zombie creature. Now, we're going to show you why she's the best zombie commander, alright? And you can't tell me otherwise. We have 26 creatures, 5 sorceries, 13 instants, 12 artifacts, 9 enchantments, 34 lands. I'm going to try to keep these brief explanations compared to my last video. So if you like how long my last video was and going in depth and explaining the cards and what they do, I'll gladly do that again. I'm going to try to keep this one short. So we have Acererak the Archlich. He is a combo piece in our deck where our goal is to go in. So I guess I should explain our deck first, right? We have our goal is to go wide with the zombie tokens, and if that doesn't work, we have the aristocrat theme with going infinite with our 3 infinite combos in our deck, and killing our opponents that way. And yeah, so just go wide, hit people in the face, win, or use Varina to draw into our win cons and combo out. So Acererak. He goes infinite with corner deck, which I'll go over the infinites at the end of the video, and I'll leave a link in the description. So if you want to just skip to the description or just skim through the deck, just go ahead. I'll also leave the deck tech and the deck itself in the description. So Acererak combos, basically you delve into a dungeon, you go through it, and you make everyone lose life, and you gain life, you draw a card at the end, whatever. We have Archer Ifnir. He's valuable because whenever you go ahead and discard cards with Varina's ability, he puts -1/1 counters on each creature your opponents control. Binding Mummy, since you're making creatures, zombie creature tokens and everything, or you're casting zombie spells, whenever they enter, you get to tap down other opponents' artifacts or creatures with Binding Mummy. Fury Feeder, he is just here as a sack outlet. He pairs with the Infinite Combo. He also pairs with 2 enchantments in the deck. Serenity Reaper, he's just a zombie lord. You just pay 2 and a black, exile a target creature card from a graveyard, make a zombie token. He's just good at removing essential pieces in other people's decks that who also use their graveyard. Corpse Knight is a combo piece. Everyone loses life and everyone loses life whenever a zombie enters the battlefield under your control. Death Burn is a form of evasion, giving our zombies death touch. He's also another lord. Diagraph Captain is another lord as well. He's also a combo piece by draining our opponent's life whenever a zombie we control dies. We have Jisun Jirelth. They mill us for 4 when they ETB, and then we get to cast a zombie creature card from the graveyard once per turn. So they're just really good for getting some of our zombies back. Excuse me. We have Grave Titan. He's just pretty good. He just makes the zombie tokens because our goal is to make an army and swing out and draw cards, discard cards, make more zombies, whatever. It's pretty cool. We have a Graveborn Muse. Since we're gaining life when we discard with Varina's ability, losing life is not that bad. We with her on the field, we gain life for each. We lose life for each zombie we have in the field, but in return we draw a card. Gravecrawler is a infinite combo piece. He's probably one of the more main combo effects, so he's just really good to have. We have Lord of the Accursed. He's another lord. He also gives our zombie tokens, or whenever we attack with zombies, he gives them a form of evasion by paying 1 to black, tapping him. All of our zombies gain menace. So we also have Lord of the Undead. He's another lord, obviously. He also says pay 1 and a black, tap him, return target zombie card from our graveyard to our hand. So he's another way of getting creature cards from our graveyard to our hand. Mikaeus Hollowed, he is one of our infinite combo pieces. He pairs really well with Triskelion here, which I'll go over it later. He's basically another lord. He also returns our creatures back from the grave whenever they die once. So it's pretty cool in that regards. Noxious Ghoul, he's basically another Archfiend of Ifnir. The only difference is that instead of him giving negative counters, he gets each non-zombie creature, which can include your own, -1 until end of turn for each zombie that enters the battlefield under your control this turn. So he's just another scary zombie that no one likes. Plague Belcher is another aristocrat infinite combo piece in our deck. Whenever a zombie dies, we drain everybody for 1. He also says you put 2 negative counters on something, but you usually put that on a zombie token, so it doesn't really matter. We also have a Sun Titan. He's just good value in my opinion. He's there to get back a lot of our lords in our deck, and as well as a few other pieces, especially some of our combo stuff in case we need it back and we happen to accidentally mill it somehow. We have a Scarab God. He is good value as well. He helps us lose our opponents lose life for each creature each zombie we have, and we get to scry, so that's really good. He's also good in the regards to if you pay his second ability, which is 2 blue and a black, you get to exile a creature card from a graveyard. So it doesn't mean just yours; it can be your opponent's, and you make a token that's a 4/4 copy of that one creature. And he's also you can get him back if he dies because he'll just go back to your hand at the end step. We have Tormod the Desecrater. He is another infinite combo piece. He's also good value because every time we exile with Varina's ability to make a 2/2 zombie, he sees that and he makes another zombie. So he's just good in that way too. Triskelion, he is the infinite combo piece. He remove a counter, you ping somebody, and yeah. Underdogger, he's just good card advantage. Every time since you're swinging with zombies out, some of them are going to die, so he just helps you draw cards, but you do lose life in return. We have Wayward Servant. Whoops, wrong card. Wayward Servant. He's another infinite combo piece. He's also just another aristocrat card. So whenever a zombie enters the field, everyone loses 1 life. Wilhelt. He's one of the newest commander precon commanders. He's really valuable in this deck. I would say he's a way to get infinite zombie creature tokens. He's also a way to get card advantage by sacrificing a token at the end step, anyways. Because every time a non-zombie token creature, whenever a zombie creature that doesn't have decayed dies, he makes a zombie token creature that has decayed. So, and what is decayed? Since I'm pretty sure some of you guys may not know what that is. Basically, a decayed is it can't block, and when it attacks, you sacrifice it at the end of combat. So, I mean that's no biggie. I mean blocking is probably like a concern, but I mean losing at the end of combat, not really, because you're already wanting to attack with Varina, so it just kind of goes well together. We have Wander. So whenever it's in your graveyard, your creatures gain flying. It's another form of evasion. So whenever you go to combat, you make sure you resolve Varina's trigger first. If you happen to draw it, discard that one for sure. Gain flying, smash face. Zombie Master, he's technically a lord, I would say. He's another form of evasion. He gives all your creatures swamp walk, so if a defending player has a swamp, your zombies are unblockable. He also gives them all pay black, and you get to regenerate that creature, so pretty sick. We're going to move on to our sorceries. We have Buried Alive. You search your library for up to 3 creatures and put them into the grave. You don't have to go up to 3. You can just go up to 1 or 0 if you don't want to. If you just want the spell in the grave, whatever you want to do with it, it's up to you. We have Dam. It's removal. Demonic Tutor. You search your library for any card. Diabolic Intent, exact same thing as the Demonic Tutor. The only difference is that the casting part of the cost is sacrificing a creature. Toxic Deluge, you pay life to give creatures negative X, where X is life paid. Good against Indestructible. Anguished Unmaking is exile target permanent. Cyclonic Rift is a good board wipe or spot removal. Deadly Rollick, exile creature. Dead D-Spark, you exile permanent that's 4 or greater, which is pretty cool. It's just a cheap exile spell. And Lightning Tutor, search your library for any artifact or enchantment. Put it in type your library. It's good if you want to cast this before you go to combat with Varina or during the middle of combat, before her ability resolves. Entomb, you search your library for any card in your grave and put that into your grave. Fierce Guardianship, since you usually always have Varina out, I use this to counter non-creature spells. Same thing with Flawless Maneuver. You gain your creatures indestructible. You have to cast them for free as long as you control your commander. Same thing with Deadly Rollick. It's free if you have your commander out. Then does Volt. It's kind of confusing. I'll try to explain it this way. It's an instant spell. It's basically a tutor. You're just reshaping the top 5 of your library. So it's really good when you go to combat and you trigger Varina's ability. So basically what you're doing is you're getting the top 5 cards of your library, you're looking at them. You don't like the top 5, you put them at the bottom, and you look at the top 5 again. If you don't like them, put it at the bottom. Look at the top 5 again. If you like it, you put that aside, shuffle your library, put those top 5 back in any order on top of your library. Now, every time you put them at the bottom of your library, you lose 1 point of life. So if you go 6 times deep, you lose 6 life. So it's not a bad payoff. Just takes forever though. We have Path to Exile, exile creature. Swan Song, counter instant sorcery or enchantment. Teferi's Protection to help protect your board state or just in general. Vampiric Tutor, search your library for a card, put it on top, you lose 2 life. Alter Dementia, sacrifice a creature, put 2 cards into your. Well, it's not 2 cards. Sacrifice a creature, you mill somebody for the power of that creature. It's good in two ways. It's a combo piece, and 2, it is a way to fill our grave in case we need it filled for some reason. We have a Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, helps fix our lands. Embalmer's Tool helps mill us in case we need stuff in our grave as well. It's also a good, it's also a combo piece. Felwar Stone, Mana Crypt, Phyrexian Altar. It's a combo piece. That's also a good way to get mana if in case we need it. Just sacrifice tokens and stuff. Also helps with 2 of our enchantments. We have Soul Ring, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Hierarchy, Talisman of Progress. They all tap for 1, or if you tap them for the color, you lose 1 life. Throne of the Godfrey. It is a good card because since we're always swinging to get Varina's ability to trigger, we're always going to be tapping creatures, so they lose at the end step. Our opponents lose life for each creature that's tapped. It's not a combo piece, but it does help with one of our combos in our deck. So that's always a bonus. We have our enchantments. We have 9 total. We have Animate Dead. Basically, return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield for as long as Animate Dead is on the field. If it gets removed, your creature goes back to the grave. Animated Procession. Every time you make a token, you make double those tokens instead, so he's pretty cool. Dance of the Dead. You return a creature card from your graveyard. Comes into play tapped. And at the beginning of your untap upkeep step, you have to pay colorless and a black. And if you don't, it stays tapped. If you pay that cost, it comes untapped at your upkeep. It does give it +1/+1. One thing I didn't mention on Animate Dead is that with the creature you reanimate, it gives -1, -0, so it'll just lose 1 point of power. Next 2 cards is Dictate of Erebos and Grave Pact. They do the exact same thing. Basically, whenever your creature dies, each opponent has to sacrifice a creature. This is good because since we're going to combat, people might want to block, and this may deter people from blocking, but if they do block, they'll lose creatures anyways, so. Also, the difference between these 2 is that just this one has flash, so you can cast it at any time. We have 3 Sack Outlets in the deck, so it's they're pretty good when they happen to be there. It's very scary for our opponents. They don't really like them. Mystic Remora. Basically, whenever a player casts a spell, they have to pay non-creature spell. Sorry, they have to pay 4. If they don't, you draw a card. It does have a cumulative upkeep of 1. So let's say you cast it on turn 1, or any turn you cast it right now. Next turn you have to pay the upkeep, so that's 1. Next turn after that, it's cumulative, so it's gonna go up 1 more, so you have to pay 2. Next turn after that, you have to pay 3, and then 4, and so on. When you don't want to pay the upkeep anymore, you just let it go to the grave. You can use it as fodder for Varina. We have Necromancy. It's it's another reanimation enchantment. Basically, what this does is that you reanimate a creature, put it into play. As long as you cast it on your main phase, it stays. But if you happen to flash it in at instant speed, you get to bring the creature to play, but you sacrifice it at the end step. So, Ristic Study, every time a player casts a non-creature spell, or sorry, or an opponent casts a non-creature spell. No, what the heck? Whenever a player that's an opponent casts a spell, they have to pay 1. If they don't, you draw a card. There we go. That wasn't so hard. So it's a good card advantage. We have Rooftop Storm. You cast zombie spells for free rather than paying the mana cost. So that's good. This is also one of our combo pieces right here. We have 34 lands. We have Ancient Tomb, Soaring on a Land. You just lose 2 life every time you tap it. We have an Arid Mesa, fetch land. Bloodstained Mire, fetch land. Cavern Souls, it makes our spells of the chosen creature type uncounterable. So you always want to use zombies, but it's only uncounterable unless you use the mana from this one land. We have Command Tower, Flooded Strand, Godless Shrine, Hollowed Fountain, Marsh Flats, Misty Rainforest, Polluted Delta, Prismatic Vista, Scalding Tarn, Snow-Covered Island, we have 4 of those. Snow-Covered Plains, 4 of those. Snow-Covered Swamp, 7 of those. Unholy Grotto, Colorless Mana. You pay a black and return target zombie card from your graveyard to the top of your library. You have a Urburger Tomuyama that makes all of our lands swamp in addition to their other types. Verdant Catacombs, Volra Stronghold. Basically, it's another way to get creatures back from our grave because of the second ability, which says pay 1 and a black, put a creature card from your library on top of your from your graveyard on top of your library. It also taps for colorless. We have a Watery Grave and Windswept Teeth. Now, right here, you guys can end the video and go to the description. I'm going to put the infinite combos in the description, as well as the deck itself, with the link to this website that I'm using, if you want to see it there. If not, just go ahead and click off the video. And yeah, right now I'm going to go over some of the infinite combos and what you can do. So if you want to hear that, stay put. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So for the people who are staying, the infinite combos here, the 3 infinite combos we have is Acererak, the Archlich, and Rooftop Storm. You cast Acererak, you venture into a dungeon that is not, Tomb of the Annihilation, which is going to go ahead and be Lost Mine of Phandelver. Every time you cast him for free with Rooftop Storm, you delve into a dungeon. You're going to go into a cave entrance. You're going to go into mine tunnels because you create a treasure token. And then you're going to make everyone lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then from there, you're going to draw a card. This is not all in one go, obviously. Every time he enters the battlefield, you go into 1 room of the dungeon. So since you're going to go through your whole deck when you're drawing anyways, or every time you get to the dark pool area, we have 100 cards in our deck. Our opponents have 40 life, 30 life, whatever at that point of the game they are. They're going to die at some point before you can deck yourself out. And if you happen to do deck yourself out, you'll be drawing into all of your other win cons, making a bunch of treasures. That way you can cast your other win cons and win the other ways. So there's that. Let's see here. If you want to speed up their deaths whenever he enters the battlefield, you can have Corpse Knight on the field or Wayward Servant because your opponents lose life every time a zombie enters the battlefield with these two on the field. Second combo is going to be with Mikaeus Triskelion and Triskelion. So the reason why these two are together is because Mikaeus Triskelion says other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying. So whenever a creature dies, it comes back to the field with a 1/1 counter and Undying, which is the 1/1 counter is actually the Undying counter. So as long as it has that, you know it doesn't have Undying because it already has it. So with Triskelion, it says when it enters the battlefield, put 3 1/1 counters on it. The second ability says remove a counter from Triskelion. It does 1 damage to a target creature or player. So Triskelion enters the battlefield and enters 3 counters, so it's a 4/4. And you have Mikaeus out. You go ahead and Mikaeus gives it 1/1 because it gives other non-human creatures +1/+1. So it's actually going to be a let's see, 3, 4, a 5/5. So you remove 2 counters from it, right? Let's see. No, the first time you remove 1 counter to hurt somebody. With the other 2 counters, you use it to do 1 damage to itself. And with the last counter, use it to do 1 damage to itself because then it'll kill itself. And then it'll come back with the Undying counter. So it'll come back as a 6/6. You remove 2 counters to do damage to somebody. You remove 1 to hurt itself, and use the other one. Remove the last one to hurt itself. It dies, has no counters on it of any sort. It comes back on Mikaeus' ability because of the Undying, because you remove that Undying 1/1 counter on it, and it comes back. You repeat the process over and over, kills the people. Make sure you don't have Undead Augur here, because then you just deck yourself out and kill yourself. Let's see here. Now for our last infinite combo, this is going to be kind of a longer one. It's an evolved Gravecrawler. We're going to start with one of its combos, which is going to be Gravecrawler and Rooftop Storm. So Rooftop Storm, we can cast zombie spells for free. Gravecrawler says we can cast it from the graveyard for free. Or not for free. You can cast it from the graveyard as long as you control a zombie. So we're essentially casting for free as long as we have a sack outlet. Oh wait, we do. We have 3 sack outlets. Mostly we're going to be using this combo. We can use Carrion Feeder, Alter Dementia, and where are you? Oh, Phyrexian Altar. So with Phyrexian Altar, Gravecrawler out, and Rooftop Storm, you can go infinite. Make infinite mana with him if you wanted to, as long as you have Rooftop Storm. Because you're just recasting him for free as long as you control another zombie anyways. So whenever you sack him, if you have Plague Belcher or Diagraph Captain, whenever a zombie you control dies, that each opponent loses 1 life. So if you have these out, you're draining your opponents for 1. If you don't have them in play, and you have a Corpse Knight and Wayward Servant, instead of him dying and hurting everybody, when he enters the battlefield, he hurts everybody. So that's the 2 ways to go here. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to go infinite with the sack outlets to hurt somebody that way, you can also use that combos, the Gravecrawler sack outlet combo with Wilhelt or Tormod to make infinite zombie tokens. With Gravecrawler, Tormod, Rooftop, and a sack outlet, you can make infinite zombies that are coming tapped because he's going to see the tokens. He's gonna see Gravecrawler leave. You make a token, cast Gravecrawler, sack him, goes to the grave, recast Gravecrawler. He's gonna see him leave. He's gonna make a token, rinse and repeat. Same thing with Wilhelt a little bit. Since Gravecrawler does not have decayed, you're sacrificing him, and you're making a zombie token with decayed because he didn't have decayed, and you're recasting him, stacking him, recasting, stacking, making more zombies because Wilhelt is seeing him leave, and you're making more decayed zombies. So next turn you can just swing, kill everybody, easy peasy. Another thing is that if you do the Tormod Gravecrawler combo, you can go ahead and have Throne of the God Pharaoh, since you make all these tap zombie creature tokens. If you have this on the field, Throne of the God Pharaoh will see all your tap zombies as your end step. Throne of the God Pharaoh will do damage to each opponent where is the damage is dealt by the amount of tap zombies you control. Jesus, that was hard. Aside from that, without the rooftop storm, you can also do another combo. It's a two-piece combo. It's a little easier, I would say. All you need is Gravecrawler and Phyrexian Altar. You sacrifice Gravecrawler to Phyrexian Altar for 1 black. You recast Gravecrawler from the grave with the black that you used, and rinse and repeat. So you're just sacking, casting, sacking, casting. Now, with that in mind, you could go ahead and have the same pieces I told you again. You know, the Tormod combo, Wilhelt combo, the HEB life gain combos, life loss combos for these zombies here, or you can have these two right here, death trigger combos. You could also infinite mill your opponents with the Phyrexian Altar and Gravecrawler combo by using Bomber's Tool. Every time he enters the battlefield, just tap him and mill somebody. Cast, tap, mill, cast, or sacrifice, cast, tap, mill, sacrifice, cast, tap, mill, rinse and repeat. If you don't want to ping everyone for damage or make an infinite army, you can always mill somebody. This you can also mill someone another way. Instead of you having the Alter Dementia combo, you can just have the Rooftop Storm enchantment here, and have Alter Dementia and Gravecrawler and one other zombie, and just sack him to the altar to mill somebody for 2, cast him, sack him, mill somebody for 2. So that's another infinite mill combo if you want to do that. So he has 3 combos: either make infinite army, ping everyone for infinite, or mill somebody for infinite. So that's just really cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little deck tech here with Varina. I try to keep it, zombie tribal and flavorful. So hope you guys liked it. One more thing. I'm gonna go. I would like to go over the maybes for the deck. I'm just gonna scan over them. I would like to point out that there are 3 cards in here that whenever you have no library, you win the game cards. So if you ever want to throw those in, you probably can. You probably just have to take out some lords. The reason why they're in there is because these are the considering, by the way, not in the actual deck. These are maybes. Is because since you're infinite milling somebody, you can infinite mill yourself and win that way potentially. So it's up to you if you want to put that in the deck. Another way is since they're going to be in the deck and you want to draw into nothing and win the game, you have Tainted Pact and Demonic Consultation. So if you want to find room for that, go ahead. Now I'm just going to skim over the cards. Slow down the video if you want to see them all, or just visit my link in the description. I will also like to point out that we do have a Oketra in here. Her. So with her, you can, if you wanted to add her, you can add her to the deck, and you can also have her as a way to make infinite zombies with Gravecrawler if you wanted to. It's really up to you. I think that'd be kind of cool. It's just I never found her useful because we don't have that many zombies in our deck, so she's kind of a dead card unless we have her for the combo. But unless you focus the deck to be really towards combo, I mean, that's the only reason why I see it. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Here's the mana value. And here's the symbols in the deck. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.